Got belief in him, and I said from the beginning the tactics of this fight was to put the other guy on the back foot, and it's about the back. It was going to be about who can control the fight with a jab. Daniel did that from the first bell, and that was the key to it. And as I said, in plenty of interviews with him, I said the fighter that goes on the back foot will get beat.
Yeah, you did say who lands the first shot, and Daniel really was the boss from the first round for him.
He was, but he had to enter. He had to go and stamp his authority on the fight, and that's what he did. He stamped his authority.
Terence, was it a shock what you watched?
No, not at all. I always stated that the better man was going to win today, and Dubois was the better man. He capitalized on Joshua's faults, and he won the fight.
I'm lost for words. Daniel said he was going to knock him out in the 6th round. He did it in the 5th. And I'm so happy because I want to go to bed.
Stan, you said it was. Stan, you said it was your son. You said it was your son's destiny.
This is his destiny. That's why we came out with Daniel in the Lions Den. That's why we came out with Daniel in the Lions Den. I'm a great believer. I'm a great believer. I've got a lot of faith. And I knew tonight was Daniel's night.
He was so
because
dominant.
Everyone was saying he was going to get knocked out. And now they all got quiet and left the venue in 10 seconds.
You know what? On that note, I'll let you finish. Yeah. Congratulations, yeah?
You know, behind the scenes, the work with my dad, all my family and, my strong team here, they've helped me get through this. So God bless you all, man.
It's heavyweight boxing, boys. It happens. You get knocked spark out. It could have been me, it could have been you, it could have been anybody. In the heavyweight division, it's what happens. One punch away from being smashed, knocked out.
What went wrong, you feel, with the game plan that Joshua had in that first
I think
round?
what went wrong is what always goes wrong in heavyweight boxing. Good right hand on the end of the chin. And that was it.
Can he come back from this, Tyson?
I don't know. Listen, it's up to the man, and whatever he wants to do. If he's got a good ambition to come back again and do what he's got to do, I don't know. Listen, he'll have to make his own decisions. He's a big boy, isn't he?
What did you really think? You didn't give us your opinion earlier, but generally, art of arts, what did you think was going to happen tonight?
I thought it was a 50-50 fight. God's honest truth.
Unbelievable.
Right? What went wrong for
Just
AJ, in your opinion?
I said to Joe Cordine, the next way I said he needs to throw some backhands. He threw a backhand and then the minute the fight was over, unbelievable.
Wow. So, in your opinion, where does AJ go from here, Ricky? Where do you want to see
I'd like to see him retire as a friend.
Yeah?
I don't want to, he's been a 2-time world champion. He's done the country proud. I'd like to see him hang his gloves up and enjoy his retirement.
Dillian, did that surprise you that tonight?
No, not surprised. Heavyweight boxing, mate.
What do you make of Daniel Dubois and how he's got on the past few years? He's really sort of...
Done really good. Just thank you so much.
Right. Pick this back up. Obviously, Dubois has been through a lot in his career. When you see a story like this, obviously you've been through your ups and downs as well. Just heavyweight boxing. None of this surprise you tonight at all?
No. It's heavyweight boxing. You got two guys who can punch. They're massive punches. So, these things can happen.
I'm sure he'll exercise that rematch clause. I mean, I think that's a given. But he'll need a rest. And it's a dangerous fight. This guy's growing in confidence all the time. But he'll believe he can hurt Dubois. He'll believe he can beat him. But full credit to Daniel Dubois. He deserves all the credit tonight. It was a great performance from Daniel.
What'd you think of the fight, bro?
Man, it's the boxing. It's the boxing game. It's the fight game. It's the heavyweight division. Anything can happen.
What went wrong for AJ, man?
Man, one punch can change the whole night.
Yeah.
Come on, Dad.
Just overall, how'd you feel Dubois fought in there?
He fought a good fight. He won.
Yeah.
He knocked him out when he was hurt, so he fought a good fight.
I think, man, crazy result, right?
It was a great fight. I think Joshua, got overconfident.
Yeah.
He hurt him. He hurt him with a shot and went for the kill, but he forgot about his defense and forgot, about the fundamentals.
What would you like to see each do? Where does Joshua go from here, bud? Where does Dubois go from here?
I don't know.
Cut it on.
round one, obviously Joshua floored in that first round. Your thoughts on that?
Hey, he came to fight, and you can see it in his eyes. He wasn't leaving out the ring without that victory.
Can Joshua come back from this?
I don't know. Joshua been in a lot of wars. He fought a lot of great fighters. I think he can, but you know it's gonna be tough because he got a lot of wear and tear on his body coming into this fight.
Were you impressed with Daniel Dubois?
Sorry?
Were you impressed with Daniel Dubois tonight? Good performance?
Yes, good performance.
How much are you looking forward to the Tyson Fury fight in December?
I don't think about it because I think only my prepare. My wife, my child.
Did you speak to Tyson tonight?
Does he beat Usyk in a rematch? Does he beat Fury if they were to fight?
Wait, Dubois fought Usyk?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, with the low blow.
punch?
The low blow. Yeah. It's the heavyweight division, man. Them guys can all fight each other, beat each other. One can beat one, the other one can't beat. It's just
That was insane.
Yeah, it was insane, man. You know, once it got caught, mate, from the early doors, we said whoever learns the first punch, they're gonna win. And he done that, mate. And he done that. And he done it well.
Connor, what'd you think?
crazy.
Connor, my guy.
Yes, bro. Wild, man.
What went wrong for AJ?
I'm not sure I stayed for him in his team to find out, but that was wild.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But listen, when you got big punches in there, anything can happen. Do you know what I mean? It's just one of them things, man. It's crazy.
Where does AJ go
Congrats.
from here?
Opponent, but credit to him and his team. We rolled the dice at success and we come up short. But I want to say, everyone in Wembley, I appreciate you coming out this evening. You know I'm pissed. You know I'm ready to kick off in the ring, but I'm going to keep my cool and keep very professional and give the respect to my opponent.
As the fierce fight between Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois is over, its ripple effect is shaking the heavyweight division. Both Britons entered the ring with a do-or-die attitude and presented an exuberant show at Wembley Stadium. The night of the 21st was a true boxing festival with a record-breaking attendance. Apart from both fighters' aptitude, their barbaric face-offs and previous bad blood added a vital spark to this fight. Here are some of the most macho moments from the build-up of this fight. The final face-off was very harsh, where AJ mocked Dubois on multiple occasions, even though Daniel tried to counter the arguments with words of his mouth but failed. He eventually became a laughingstock at the end.
Like, anyone in here, if I was...
Boxing, this is what happens, this is boxing, these things happen, so, you know, we're fighting Saturday.
Let's go. So as I was saying, at the press conference, I just feel like you should never let anyone take an inch because they'll end up taking a mile. You know what I mean, Dan? Sorry? That's it.
And once again, their previous sparring sessions echoed in the media briefings. Both fighters were frustrated at this question. Daniel Dubois refused to talk about it and moved on to the next question.
There you go, Dan.
Well, we
White.
sparred hundreds of rounds, didn't
it? You cracked him, Daniel. So you know you can hurt.
It's sparring, now we're fighting, it's different, you know?
I think it's different.
Ready to go. Move on now. You can move on now.
Oh.
Move on.
Okay. No tables flying, anything. Let's just keep this one.
Even though Daniel Dubois was a big underdog, his performance was commendable. He was confident earlier about winning the fight and retaining his IBF belt. Furthermore, he dreamed of getting into the elite club of George Foreman, Mike Tyson, and Muhammad Ali.
How it may have been in the past when you wanted it.
It'll be great now. This is a perfect time. I'm getting these big fights, one after the other, so I need to keep building to become the best and get that toughness that some of the great fighters had back in the day. I'm talking like George Foreman, Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali. They all fought the top guys around in their era, so I need to do that now.
Daniel Dubois had a great team and ferociously prepared for this battle. He spoke out like never before, but he was not content with Usyk's vacated belt and refused to consider something great. He hasn't earned it and wants to become a true champion by beating Usyk. Daniel said about it, "I have to prove myself and beat Anthony, and the next fight after that will set me as a legit world champion. So I am ready to go, and this is everything, a big opportunity." Not only that, Daniel predicted his win via knockout. In an interview with Sky Sports asked him about how he wanted to end this fight. The Dynamite Dubois replied bluntly, "Yes, definitely. I visualize it every day and I am working toward it, leaving no stone unturned. Just work, work, and work. A win by any means is necessary, but stoppage is definitely what I am after. 'Cause stoppage is a statement victory, and that's what it's all about." Anthony Joshua had more to prove and was not the same man as he once was. He promised his fans to continue his winning streak against Daniel. Joshua commented about his hard work and dedication. "I think I'm gifted with an ability to fight and compete. In boxing, you're able to read certain tendencies. You're able to read your opponent, so I can always have an eye for that. And it's happened over the past 8 or 10 months. I've honed in on those skills." The boxing world is presenting mixed predictions for the upcoming fight on the 21st. Some of the most convincing predictions by their fellow heavyweights.
I'm rooting for Dubois in this fight. You know, even though I lost the fight against him, it wasn't my best performance. I wasn't in my best shape.
Big baby Jarrell Miller was envisioning a big rematch with Dubois in case of his victory. Jarrell had no bad feelings about Dynamite Dubois. After admitting that he's actually a fan of young fighters and hates Anthony Joshua, Jarrell said, "Dubois is a good kid. He's a good guy, man. Outside of boxing, I got love for him and his team. I'm rooting for the kid, man. If he wins, it will make me look better. And when he gets the world title, I'll get my rematch." Some other interesting picks and predictions were made about this fight. The biggest boxing presenter, Bruce Buffer. First of all, Buffer paid tribute to Turki Alalshik for such a stacked and impressive card.
Yeah, I mean, these are, of the 4 top heavyweights in the world, 2 of them are fighting each other, and they're the 2 biggest punchers. It's not going to go the distance. I can't see it that way. Can you?
Heavyweight division's new sensation, Martin Bakole, showed a different narrative and picked Anthony Joshua in this fight. His bold prediction was,
"I think Joshua will win the fight. He's got more experience. He's got a big heart. Dubois, I think he will give up. But maybe Dubois can surprise everyone."
You think Dubois will give up in the fight?
I think so.
Moving on, Daniel's promoter Frank Warren assured everybody that AJ won't pose a threat to Daniel Dubois, and the young Queensberry fighter will retain his IBF title on the night of the 21st. Warren's belief was sky high after Dubois' clinical finish against Filip Hrgović, where he showed some epic comeback skills.
Daniel Dubois has unlimited punching power, of course, but so did Derek Chisora, so did Anthony Joshua. What does Daniel have that they don't?
I think he's got youth on his side. They were all in their 30s, as is Usyk. He's got youth on his side. He's got tremendous. I think he's a bigger puncher than both of them anyway. And he can box, and he's got a fantastic jab. And it's all about, for me, is his frame of mind. Is he going to cope with going into that hostile environment? And I think he can, and I think he will do.
Joshua adopted a more aggressive and ruthless approach both inside and outside the ring. His promoter, Eddie Hearn, believed that AJ would teach a lesson or two. The Matchroom CEO added, "Both are going to be letting their hands go. Both are very dangerous. Some people call it a shootout. But I think AJ is a top sniper. He's too accurate. He's too good. And if you're going to get hit against Anthony Joshua, you're going to have serious problems." Eddie Hearn assured the media that AJ won't give chances like Filip Hrgović. AJ is currently the top fighter in Matchroom boxing, and Hearn considered him a much better fighter than Dynamite Dubois. Matchroom CEO Hearn also paid his homage to the UK fight fans for filling the Wembley Stadium at such short notice and said, "AJ's not going to stand in front of him like Filip Hrgović and just ship shots. It's 2 very dangerous heavyweight punchers in the form and confidence of their careers." For Dubois, the Miller and Hrgović fights have brought him to the most dangerous point of his career so far. It's not a good time to fight Dubois, and it's definitely not a good time to fight. Eddie's fellow promoter Ben Shalom also turned out to be a Joshua fan. He completely wrote off Daniel's chances in this game and predicted a knockout win for Anthony. The Boxer CEO continued.
I think we say that a lot. What I would say is I'm a big fan of Anthony Joshua. I think it's fantastic to see him back like this. He's a huge star, and I expect him to put in a devastating performance. I actually do. I think, yes, Daniel's had a great 12 months, and it's fantastic to see him have that, especially as a young man, especially after the criticism that he's had. But for me, Anthony Joshua is an elite heavyweight that is coming back into the form that we were used to seeing.
However, not everyone in British boxing was happy about this IBF title fight. Simon Jordan had praised Anthony Joshua for his chances to become a 3-time champion. This argument was countered by Joshua's biggest hater, Carl Froch. Carl openly condemned this IBF title fight. According to Carl, the only way to become a world heavyweight champion at this point is by dethroning Alexander Usyk.
I don't often disagree with much what Simon Jordan says. I like the way he sticks it on people and is honest. But he did say if AJ beats Dubois and becomes a 3-time world champion, is in the realm of immortality. Sorry, Simon, but that's bullshit. You can't say that by winning a vacant title that's been stripped off the champ makes you a 3-time world champion. That's the problem I've got with this title being fragmented or being vacated or taken off the actual real champ, which is Usyk. That's my main problem. If AJ beats Dubois, he's going to hold his hand up with that IBF belt and say, I am now a 3-time heavyweight world champion. And everybody with a brain is going to be looking, saying, hang on a minute, didn't you lose to the guy that you've just took that belt off? And boxing shouldn't be like that. And that will be solved, that will, if we have the boxing league. If Turki Al-Sheikh does step in and start running boxing like Dana White, you won't get this.
Rising heavyweight prospect Moses Itauma picked Anthony Joshua for this fight. Moses admitted that he trains with AJ in the same gym, so his pick would be slightly biased. He further elaborated.
I think Joshua might knock him out. But I do feel like it's going to be one of them ones where it's like Joshua gets dropped in round 1, Dubois gets dropped in round 2. Do you know what I mean? That's just an action one, but it's going to be very short, I think.
Joseph Parker also made a similar revelation and showed his intent to fight the winner of this bout.
My favorite fight coming up. Listen, I do love the main event because it's heavyweights. I think Joshua is down at Dubois. Who else do I like? I want to see later. I didn't like seeing Kakashi fight in his last fight. He looked very good in Saudi Arabia, so I'm looking forward to seeing what he brings in this next fight.
So I've got to ask for a prediction. Who's it going to be, Dan Dubois or Anthony Joshua?
I went against Danny Dubois in the last fight. Probably going to go against him. I'm going to go against him again. I'm going to pick Anthony Joshua within 7 rounds.
AJ's coach Ben Davison was very active in the corner. Earlier, he made a detailed comparison of both fighters and favored experience over youth. He took this fight as an opportunity for AJ to become the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. He envisioned AJ's win with a deadly knockout and mentioned,
yeah, I do. I'm really confident in an AJ knockout, being honest. I think that Daniel's strengths play into AJ's hands as well as his weaknesses. So I think I like the fight for AJ.
In the opposite camp, Don Charles was absent from Daniel's promotional events. Soon, it was rumored that he had a split with his fighter. However, Don appeared in an episode of TalkSport Boxing where he clarified his absence.
And then on Sunday, I started not feeling very well, and it's a head cold, a very bad head cold, and I've been in bed, literally trying to shake it off. And the most sensible thing to do was not to go anywhere near my fighter. Because can you imagine if I gave this to him, then there would be no fight, So, like I said, the most sensible thing to have done is what we did.
After removing this confusion, Don expressed his detailed perspective on this fight. Unlike Ben Davison, Don is a longtime mentor for Daniel and has no plans of leaving him. Moreover, the legendary trainer has devised a plan for Daniel to win this fight.
It's a fight. By any means necessary, we will box and we will fight. We will choose when to box, we will choose when to fight.
Previously, Anthony had also trained in Don Charles' gym. When Anthony was asked about this disadvantage, he concluded,
I want to get a response to Don Charles' comments. I spoke to him a couple of weeks ago. He says he knows your boxing DNA, your makeup, and that his presence in Daniel's camp should be a concern for you. Got any thoughts on that?
I've got to respect the man's opinion. What Don says is going to be irrelevant when the first bell goes anyway. That's how he feels. But for me personally, I'm focusing on myself. I'm not focusing on Don. I'm not focusing on Daniel. I'm focusing on myself and what I've got to do. And that's all that matters.
Anthony Joshua made some unique achievements in this fight. He had 96,000 fans in the stadium for this fight. Wembley Stadium had an initial capacity of 90,000. Senior boxing journalist Michael Benson has shared that His Excellency was looking forward to making a statement on this. He was eyeing on setting a new record in terms of the fans. Hence, he started negotiating with the management of the Wembley Stadium to increase its capacity so that they could entertain as many people as they could. After a poor reception at the August 3rd event, His Excellency was very impressed when he heard that all general tickets for the 21st of September were sold out. After achieving this, Turkey moved on to another battlefield with Wembley Stadium. It remained uncertain for some time, but finally, Wembley bowed to the Saudi magnate and increased the seating capacity from 90,000 chairs to 96,000. In sheer joy, Al-Sheikh posted about the news on X. Our request to extend the capacity for a record boxing crowd at the Wembley Stadium for the Joshua versus Dubois fight at the Riyadh season. Wembley edition has been approved. Tickets will go on sale again on Friday at 12 p.m. UK time. So, what are your thoughts? What was your prediction about this match? Is there a unification on its way? Tell us in the comments. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel.